The coronavirus crisis is changing life as we know it dramatically tonight after the government ordered the immediate closure of almost all the places we go to for leisure, with bars, pubs, restaurants and gyms among them. The measures, unprecedented in their scale and scope, came as government advisers issued a sobering warning. They said unnecessary social contact will have to be avoided for the best part of a year to prevent NHS intensive care units from being overwhelmed. The latest figures show that there have been 3,900.
And yeah, so I, before COVID, would be going out and gigging several times a week, sometimes all week if I was kind of out on the road. I've booked a few kind of tours around that I've done. I've gone all up and down England. You know, name a city, I've probably played there. A week or so before we went into lockdown, it felt like it was getting more serious, yet there was still a lot of people that weren't taking it seriously. So I was kind of just speculating, thinking, you know, what will this look like? And I thought, well, all the music venues are going to shut down, you know, because you got airborne virus out there. People aren't going to be, you know, in small, tight spaces together. And that's exactly what happens.
Before COVID, obviously, I was fortunate enough to do some gigs, and also, as I said before, releasing my own compositions, my own music, and trying to bring them out either by online or by the gigs that I had.
COVID has, I suppose, just completely knocked the wheels off my music career, if I'm being honest. We initially lost 18 months worth of our calendar. I think I lost that in about 3 days between the emails were coming through from my agent. Started off quite polite. I'm going, oh mate, I'm very sorry to tell you. And then in the end, it was just emails with date, festival, cancellation or whatever it was.
So a lot of the new music that I consume usually is when I'm at gigs and, you know, the support acts or the headliners and getting to listen to them, and, you know, so I'm always hearing brand new live music all the time. And so it's been a shame to miss out on that because, yeah, some of my favourite bands have been bands I've played gigs with, and then I just keep continuing to follow them online or going to their shows. So I've missed that element.
And that affects us a lot psychologically, we can say, because, as I said before, it's not only a way of living for us, it's a way of expression. So it's kind of blocking us or hampering us the way of expressing.
It's made it impossible to tour. For an artist like me, it's made it impossible to record because I make money from touring. That's how I float myself. That's, you know, it's all hand to mouth at my sort of level. So without touring, without the sort of that income, you can't plan ahead. So we haven't been able to. We were supposed to be recording this year, but it was just, you know, it wasn't possible to do so.
I mean, I've taken part in a few virtual gigs. I've done more live streams myself, and they're kind of fun in that you get to kind of interact to people and respond to comments live on the screen, and yeah, and so there's a certain charm to it, but it just doesn't replace the live experience.
I find it very important that we try at any way to keep music and any arts alive in any way, even online. But it's difficult. I definitely prefer being with the other person in a rehearsal room where I usually teach, because as a teacher, as a music teacher myself, I usually have a personal connection with my students. We have a personal, a very unique relationship.
I started off doing the virtual ones. I started off doing stream gigs basically because people were asking me to do them, and I had no money. So that was why, you know, those two sort of things, that combination, was why I started doing them. It's felt a little weird to me. It felt a bit like busking or something like that, or begging maybe. So it was odd, and the idea that you put up a PayPal link, you do a gig in your dining room of your mum's house, do you know what I mean? And then people just tune in and then donate money if they want. I don't know, for some reason it didn't feel right to me, but you know, I had no choice, I guess. I had no money, so I had to do it.
I'm fortunate in that I have a very small part-time music job as well, in that I teach music a day and a half a week in a prison, and I've not been doing that since mid-March, but I've been on furlough, so that's kept me going and has allowed me to just continue building up things that will hopefully eventually start making more money. So because I've had that little bit of money tiding me over, it means I've been able to get more stuff recorded ready for a new release next year that I can hopefully tour and make money from. And, you know, been writing a musical that I'm hoping to get made into a film, because that's the thing of being a full-time musician. Sometimes gigs get cancelled, you know, like really lucrative good gigs, and so you have to have other things you can fall on. You can't just rely on that one thing.
But there's a reason, like, you know, I'm a barber now. There's a reason most of my friends who are musicians have got multiple other jobs now. There's a reason most of them are driving for Amazon or, you know, stuff like that. And it's like gut-wrenching, to be honest.
As a true believer in music, I truly believe that someday, somehow, we're going to return to the situations that it were before COVID. I mean, I can't imagine that we can stay all the way through by online, everything. I mean, from gigs to festivals to even music teaching.
If these vaccinations come in and works, and then I get an email from my agent that says we're going to be able to tour starting then, I'll drop everything in terms of what I'm doing. I still go to work and do all the rest of it, but I'll be like, right, okay, cool, now I'll put it together. I'll sort of put the jigsaw puzzle together, get the band in, and we'll go and do the album and then carry on.